Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Curie, and this is the podcast that follows my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life. It's a 365-day inner journey. I'm so happy to have you guys along, and I have to apologize for the podcast being cut short yesterday. I'm still working on this, and I spoke to my buddy. I'm going to be switching to Zoom to record these, so it's going to be a lot better. I'm using something that's on my Mac, and it isn't great. So I apologize. We got cut short yesterday on Instagram, and we got cut short on Facebook yesterday. So I can't even remember what I said at the end, but hopefully we'll say it again today. All right. So today is January 31st already. Tomorrow, February 1st. Holy crap. We're moving right along with the year, aren't we? Groundhog Day on the 2nd of February. That son of a biscuit better do his thing. I know we're all waiting for that spring. These winters are so long, aren't they? Oh, man alive. So cold. Enough of the cold. Ready for this. Well, we had a lot of sun, but we need the warmth to go with that beautiful sun. And that's coming. We have that to look forward to. It's not so far away. It's not so far away. Okay, so today, January 31st message is questions to release. Yesterday's CTA questions were but a few questions of an awakening mindset. The ego has its own list of questions. They sound something like this. Let's see, how many do I have here? 4 ego questions. Let's see what they are asking us. All right, number 1. And I have to do this in the voice of so many people I've heard it say. It goes like this. Who does she think she is? The nerve of her, thinking she's better than me. Does that voice sound familiar? Right? That's the ego, wondering whether somebody thinks they're better than you or you're better than them and all this nonsense. It's just competition. It's ego competition. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like one snowflake trying to compare itself to another. No, you can't. Both beautiful, in their own way. If you got to know that person, you would find it if you were looking for it, right? But the ego's always looking for the enemy. Remember that. It's always looking for the argument. It's always looking for the win of superficial, petty nonsense. The win of that. It's unnecessary barnacles on your ship all the time if you're getting involved with that kind of stuff. The petty gossip and the pettiness. Because then you run into some real life thing. You run into something real life and it stops you in your tracks. And all of a sudden, all that stuff, it's like this, because that's really where it is. It's small. The small mind, the small ego thinks it's bigger than life itself. And it's just a made-up self, wondering if that made-up self compares in some way or rates in some way to people around me. That rating system. The ego has a rating system. In your head, it's like, so where does that person fall in this system that I have in my head? Everybody's got that, right? So dismantling that rating system and realizing that person is like you in another disguise, in another set of circumstances, and they're trying to find their way. They're trying to find their way in a human world, trying to be a spirit in a human world, and this world is not easy. The human journey, as you know, is not an easy one, right? It's got lots of challenges to it. We've got this body, we've got all these circumstances, and then we got an ego, because we think that's what we are. We think we're just this body. We think we're just this conditioning that we've acted out our whole life, that we were handed a lot of our scripts and our lines and stuff. We developed a persona, right, around that information. Some of it good, a lot of it not great, right? So when we recreate ourselves, we want to recreate almost like our system is crashing. That's what a dark night of the soul really is. It's a crash of an old system that's worn out and is not going to serve you in where you're headed. God is always preparing us to where he wants to take us. And lots of times, old selves want to end up crashing because you're not meant to carry that stuff forward with you, whatever that may be. Old relationship, old habits, stuff that doesn't serve your rise. It's all things that don't serve your rise into what? Into the light of remembering who you really are. There is where we meet in a higher mindset, the higher way. And we all feel better there. There's a better place. We're going there, but it's an inside job. It's going to be the inside job. Like they say, the second coming isn't going to be Jesus coming back in a physical form. It's going to be his Christ consciousness rising in all of us. That everything he came here to teach so many years ago is just going to rise in us. It's because it's the light that's it's had enough of the darkness. We all have. And we don't know how to get rid of it inside ourselves a lot of times. We don't. It's a daily dismantling is what it is. A little chip away at every day. We go through life so far in life and realize, man, I collected a lot of garbage that I can't carry anymore. I can't carry all these old ways, these old thoughts, these old, hurts and wounds, right? It's energetic weight. It weighs us down. When you move any of that out, you know how it feels. If you move an argument out of your way in the middle of your day by coming back and saying, all right, that was nonsense. Let's get back to this thing. And you get back into the good groove. You get back into the good vibe. Well, you just left one of those very things. You just left some emotional struggle that happened, and two egos going at it and then coming to their senses, right? So what brought them to their senses? It's the same thing. It's a place you come back to, that center of reasonableness, being reasonable, center of reason and understanding, center where compassion lives and forgiveness for somebody messing up. They didn't mean to mess up. They just messed up. Do you got to go in with the giant hammer, or do you want to go in and say, I've done that too, buddy. Here's what you want to do. Here's what you want to do. You go in with a different energy altogether. You don't get stuck in other people worrying about whether they're going to be perceived as a dunderhead because they made a simple mistake. Other people want to make them feel like a dunderhead because they've been made to feel like a dunderhead somewhere in their life. And those are the people that, you don't want around because they're just punitive. That's what they live for. They live for making other people feel small so they can feel large. But that's an ego trap. That large self that they feel, that's low self-esteem acting like it's large. It's low self-esteem pretending to be large. It's not even real. It's fakery. That's how we fake ourselves out into being arrogant instead of confident, because confidence knows, like I said, we know who we really are, and I know who you really are. You just may not know who you really are just yet. If we can come to a commonality here in some way, you'd be friends. You could be. You could be friends with a lot of people you don't like. You've just never gotten past the ego to get into the truth of who they are and the truth of who you are. And there's a commonality. There's a commonality in there. If you look for it, you'll find it. And that's where you engage. That's where you engage. Most people are just like, nope, 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 nope. Right? And that's another trap of the ego. How do you build your heaven's net? Just judging people right out of your life just because of what you see. Never judge a book by its cover, right? That's an old saying. I've done that a million times, judge a book by its cover. Always regretted it. Well, not always, but clearly, at least be open. Keep that heart open as much as you can. You'll see it makes a difference in your life and the lives of others. So, questions to release. Number 2. Don't you think they should know how lazy and unorganized he is? He's probably not a good person. I should tell others. I'm sure he's just a loser. Right? Ego. The gossip. We make a decision about somebody like this, and then we project it with our not impeccable word, with our gossiping ego. And we spread that crap about somebody. We just made up a story because we don't even know, but we've already decided we don't like them. So we're going to tell everybody else why they shouldn't like them because of what I think, what my individual perception is. Well, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Don't engage in that. You know, life is so much bigger than that small, petty ego self that wants to be in everybody else's business, but never wants to take care of their own. Right? You know, come on. No more. No more. Don't follow that in your life if you're following that. That's an old self from an old world that should no longer be welcome in your house. In your house. You have your house to take care of. Let everybody else take care of their house. If you can help them with their house, do that. But with this, be impeccable. Spread good stuff. You know, raise the light of this place with your own, instead of dimming it with your pain and suffering that other people may have brought into your life, that old low energy stuff. Don't spread that. That's spreading manure. It is. It's spreading manure. What do you want to come back to you? That's what you'd always ask yourself. I'm spreading manure. Guess what I could expect at my front porch? My words are going to come back to me. They're going to come back to me, and it's going to be like, here's a nice big pile of crap in a lovely wrapped package right to your doorstep because you sent it out, and you're sending that stuff out. Don't send that stuff out. Nope. It's not raising you, and it's not raising other people around you. Then what are you doing? You're keeping stagnant energy in your home. You're keeping low energy around you. You're not raising the ships around you, and you're not raising your own ship. You're lowering the sails, and you're going to be in slow, stagnant energy. Mediocre town, where energy is concerned. Mediocre town. Your light is beautiful. Everybody's got a beautiful light. Everybody's a light worker when they turn it on. Everybody's a way shower when they help. You understand? And so in the new world we want to create, we have to create with new tools. You've got to drop those old clunky, heavy tools that we've been using, like judgment and gossip and tearing other people down to make ourselves feel bigger. You don't need that. You're already big. You're already the light. How much bigger do you need to get than that? And you're an individual cup of it. So you have individual expressions, individual talents, individual gifts that are lost in the shuffle of your own ego. That's the getting in our own way, tripping over our own self, right? Because we don't know the truth of who we are. We just believe in the made-up costume, the costumery of who we are, the earth costume, not realizing that the earth costume is animated by eternal force, an eternal loving force. And when you not only recognize that, but realize it, truly realize it, go from believing to knowing to embody it, to embodiment, right? And living that as your vehicle forward. The motorcycle you get on every day to ride, you know, wishing everybody the best in some way, praying for people that you see that are less fortunate than you, silent prayer, right? There you go. Now you're on. Now your light is on. Keep doing that. That's how it unfolds in your life. And you unfold because you're feeling, I'm doing something good, and I'm just using my own energy to do it. It doesn't take much work. It's kindness recognized as the truth of how we should be to each other. You know? People aren't always kind to you, aren't going to be always kind to you. They're not. A lot of them aren't going to be. But who are you? Who do I want to be? Who might I want to be when I'm on my deathbed and I'm about to head to the other side? I look back and I say, I just tried to keep it consistent in a good way. Consistently trying to use my light. Going back to it when I'm down and low. Going back to it when other people are low and bringing it out and serving it up like lemonade at summertime. Right? That's it. That's the stuff. It's not hard. It's just remembering that that's what you really are, and all the other stuff is, added upon us. Labels, the suit of labels. The suit of labels. Okay? We're light. Light has no labels. It's hard to describe love. Love we just describe as some kind of a romantic thing, but it isn't. Love is the force that created the universe, and it's the most creative force There is. And it created us, created you to be just who you are right now, and said, I need a version of light that is this person, that is this individual cup of me. God says, I need to make one of you. All right? What are you going to do with that cup of gold? You don't waste it. You don't bury it in the ground. You don't hide it. No, you don't. No, you don't. You recognize it and wield it. You wield it for free. For free, because everybody needs to know. Everybody needs to know it. Everybody needs to remember, so we can change this place once and for all. Get rid of the evil. Get rid of the dark bullcrap that's infesting this place and changing people's minds. Mental illness. All the stuff that's just poured upon us to keep us in that negative vibe, that lower vibe. So we don't remember who we're just fighting each other all the time. Divide and conquer is an energetic thing. It's an energetic thing. It's like playing to our ego, playing to our false self. God's just saying, wake up. Stop participating. Stop agreeing. Agree with me. Agree with love. Agree that you are. Agree that that's your purpose. Agree that that's the best thing that you bring to this place. Agree that that's the best thing you teach to your kids. The best thing that creates best friendships. The best thing that holds marriages together when in troubled times. It's the glue. It's the glue. You know, the other stuff is the stuff we want to get rid of. Get rid of. It's not serving us. Okay, number 3. Here's one. You're going to recognize this one. I could never do that. They're so much better than I am. Am I even smart enough to realize this silly dream? The doubter. The doubter. God tells you you can't. Ego tells you to doubt. Ego tells you, who the hell do you think you are to do this? You know what I mean? Take that step anyway. Do that act of love anyway. It's like Mother Teresa said, do it anyway. You know, other people are going to hurt you. Be light anyway. You know? Forgive anyway. Right? She was a master. Didn't matter what she looked like on the outside. None of that mattered. To matter was, to her, was what she gave, what she taught by her example. She was like my mom. A little lady that just light so bright that it just made the world a better place. And you do too. You do it every day. Just do more of it this year. And then just keep going. Expand, expand, expand in the light. And the rest that you want to expand, all those earthly things you want to expand, your prosperity, all of that stuff, is part and parcel to expanding your life. It's part of it. It's held within it. It's waiting there. You have a spiritual bank account, right? You can say yes. You to your dreams. You say yes to helping others and being that beneficial presence. Stay in that light. Man, good things are coming for you. Good opportunities. You just got to keep saying yes. I'll try that. I'll do that. I'm drawn to that. I got to try that. I have to. I have to try it. It's in my craw, and it wants to get out. Okay. So you're beginning to see the importance of questioning your thoughts. Becoming the silent witness behind your thoughts is the door to wisdom itself. You must become your own best friend. You know the truth of love and how incredible you really are. Everyone has a purpose. You'll never find yours if you don't start asking the right questions and questioning the wrong stuff, right? The stuff that's made you feel so heavy. When you begin to shift to the higher gear of being a beneficial presence to yourself and the world, your purpose will show up on your doorstep. It's in there. It's in there waiting for you to unwrap. It's in your DNA. It's there, hidden under all the pain and anguish you've unwittingly buried it in. You collected it. And it's time to let it go. Time to shovel out the old stories and the untruths that no longer serve the ride. God's preparing you for the next chapter. He's saying, unload this last stuff. It's too heavy for you to carry into the new light that I'm going to bring you into. It's too heavy. It's not needed, right? Everybody that you lost is here with me. Everybody's happy and fine here. You don't have anything like that to worry about, and you're going to see them again. You're going to see them again. So Move forward with your own journey. Move forward with your own life. Move forward with that light of yours because that's why I gave it to you. Right? Get up. Get going. Get moving. Just love those around you. And maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's just more peace. Give it to yourself. Give the other stuff to God. He'll sift it out with you. Just like that. And leave the gold. Leave the gold right in your heart for you. All right? Know that you are of the highest order of all that is. The universe itself, wrapped in a little package called you. Accept this as absolute and begin treating yourself and others as such. The word namaste must be forefront in your new life. It simply means I honor the spirit in you that is also in me. That spirit, that light, that God, it's the same thing that we talk about with different words. It's that energy. Unconditional love. I know you got your problems. My ego wants to judge you for them. Maybe wants to punish you for them. What were you thinking? What's after that? What's after that? You just discard the person from your life? No. No, you help them through it and say, I've been there. That's one of the biggest things people want to know. People aren't going to judge them because they've been there. Well, we've all been there. Take the judgment away because you've been there and you may be there again. Right? You want people judging you for where you've been? Or do you want them helping you up and out and forward and saying, I believe in you. You need to believe in yourself and move past this and never return to it. It's not for you anymore. New person. New leaf of life, and a new lease on life. Okay, from this one phrase, your whole life can transform. It's always from the inside out that we rise or fall. Asking yourself the right questions in every moment will be your steady rudder through the ocean of life. Okay, through the ocean of life, and that's what life is like. So you gotta learn to surf those waves instead of getting drowned by them. You go deeper in the ocean, where the waters aren't wavy. Deeper we go into truth, the calmer we become, the waves settle down, and we're down in a nice, calm flow. And that's how we use our energy. That's how we practice. Calm is a superpower. Centered is a superpower. And you're training in that direction, that you are ousting that which fogs you, that which blinds you, that which stops you from realizing better relationships, your big dreams, even your little goals. Little goals make bigger goals possible. Knowing you can accomplish the little ones is the same energy, to get the real ones. It's called belief in yourself. Same stuff gets you there. All right, that grows. You can go on and you can do bigger things if you want to. Just expand in any way you deem fit on this physical journey, right? Bring your light. That's what everybody loves. They just love to be in it themselves. Be the tuning fork of your own life. CTA, excuse me, begin the big dig. Cast out doubt. Cast out fear. That fear, we're on fear planet. That's all they push on us is fear. It's wondering we feel so low and defeated. It's bullcrap. All right? The light does not give us fear. The ego does. Okay? The ego does. It's exaggerated fear, constantly exaggerated on TV, constantly manipulated, constantly saying, don't look away. Don't look away. The fear is here. Man, if you know God doesn't give it to you, what's it good for? What's it good for? It's only good for this stupid old physical play from the old world. We're here to do something different. We're here to make this place way better for all of us. For all of us. You're doing that every day when you turn your light on. So we're going to do that, okay? So today, keep it on. You know what to do. I don't even have to tell you what to do anymore. You're just like, yeah, this is better. This is better. And that's all it takes. It's just a constant remembrance of this is better than what I was going to do. My old self was going to let me do. Nope. Commander of your ship, baby. All right? Much love, guys. Much, much love. Have a great day.